you're doing amazing. I toast to you and all you do. I have an exciting, busy day planned today. I'm going to rock out some stuff. Maybe I'll try to make a video again at the farmhouse. I put my hair up and now it's crazy. Anyways, so today I realized that I had 2 gallons of distilled vinegar and nowhere to store them. I was like, I need to do something with all this vinegar. And I have all of this peppermint or spearmint that I had to pick out of my garden. I have a little triangle set up that's got like a boundary. Oh, I was going to show you guys how I did that. Wait, pretend I didn't just undo that. Okay, so I have this little triangle we built in the garden where all of the peppermint and the chocolate mint, spearmint, whatever, mint, is supposed to grow. It's spearmint. It doesn't have that peppery spicy to it. Anyways, so there is a little triangle where it's supposed to grow and it's totally overtaking, and the spearmint is also overtaking where the peppermint goes. So it is so overgrown. I mean, it's growing into the grass, it's growing everywhere. So to use it up, we're going to make some infused vinegar. Now, you could use, so spearmint has a bunch of great properties. It is good for your digestive system. It helps to relax your stomach. So if you have nausea or gas or bloating or any kind of, it's kind of like the Pepto-Bismol of herbs when it comes to the top half of digestion. It also is good for colic. It can help with like stuffy nose, sore throat, those kind of things in teas. It's a really good herb to have around. It's great for seasoning. I love using it in like Indian food when I cook Indian food. And it's really easy to grow. Plus it has a bunch of other stuff. I'm not going to go over the whole list. It's one of those herbs that they use for almost everything. You do have to be mindful in large quantities. It can be it'll make you throw up if you eat too much of it or you drink too much of it. So just be mindful of that. You don't want to like over consume it. And also the oil, if you're using infused oils, don't use them internally. The infused oil is too potent and it's actually toxic to use internally and should only be used in aromatherapy. That's why instead of using infused oils, we're going to make, instead of using the volatile whatever oils, we are going to make infusions. So today we're doing a vinegar infusion. This could be used, like say you had an upset stomach, maybe some food poisoning. You could internally take a shot of the vinegar with the peppermint in it, spearmint in it, and it would help to soothe your stomach and kill that bacteria and kind of help with that. It might also cause you to vomit, depending on your vinegar intake. But more importantly, spearmint has the properties of being antifungal and antibacterial. So we're going to use it for cleaning solutions. So today I'm going to make the infused vinegar, and then you'll mix that 1-to-1 part with water, and you can use it in a spray. Between the vinegar and the spearmint, you have all kinds of great cleaning properties. But the spearmint will make the vinegar smell better and kind of cut down on that really potent, harsh vinegar smell. So when you're using it for cleaning, it's more pleasant and less vinegar. But you can use it to clean your floors, your windows, countertops, all kinds of stuff like that. It'll have the antimicrobial and antibacterial properties and all of that stuff. So it is really good as an alternative cleaner to using like chemicals or bleach and stuff like that. So first, I picked all of the spearmint this morning, and I cut off a bunch of roots. Spearmint will grow like this. We're going to take this over to the farmhouse, and I am going to plant some spearmint over there, and by fall we'll have a whole patch. So as I pulled it out, spearmint and all mint families propagate through the ground, and they send out roots, creeping roots, kind of like that creeping thistle that's real common here in the Colorado area, whatever. A lot of plants grow like that. But anyway, so it sends out the roots underground. So as you pull it, the ones that are real superficial will come out. And I just take them all so that we stop the spread, like it's spreading into the rocks and the grass and everywhere. It is invasive. My neighbors have mint growing in their yard, and one little sprig came through the fence. So I pulled the rocks back to encourage it so that I have 3 kinds of mint. And now this year is like a whole patch back there. So But anyways, I brought the spearmint inside. I cut off the roots that came out. I rinsed it in water because we're going to be using it fresh. And then I learned from Martha Stewart, when it comes to greens, the best way to keep them is like this. You put two towels, you can use paper towels if you want, together. And after you wash them, you roll it up like a burrito. Now this helps to get a lot of the excess moisture off, so they're not super wet anymore. And it also keep them fresh, like in the refrigerator. Now let's see if I can get this to stay there again. Oh, I can't believe this is working. Anyways, so I sanitized my jar just like you do with jarring. I washed it and then I boiled it. It's been drying. This has a little condensation in it, but because I'm using vinegar, I'm not that worried about it. Throw this in here. I just don't want that much. You don't want a lot of water. Water and plant material and air equals bacterial manifestation of life. And even though the vinegar is antimicrobial and whatnot, you still might get a little bit on the top where the plant matter is coming into contact with air. See, I told you I didn't know how it was staying. Oh, of course. Now that we get to the good stuff. Sorry, guys. Let's try again. We're going to have to prop it. There we go. Okay. So I have my jar. I have a plethora of spearmint falling all over the place. And I have a pair of kitchen scissors. Everybody who's an herb expert, herb person, is going to have something different to say to you about what parts of the plants you should use and how you should put them. Some people are going to put it in like a food processor and like emulsify it almost, like not emulsify, but like liquefy the plant matter. Some people are going to like crunch it and do all kinds of crazy things to it. I don't want a ton of plant matter left in my final product. The smaller your original plant matter is, yes, the faster the process of diffusion will happen, where the good stuff we want out of the peppermint, specifically the volatile chemicals that are smelly, will diffuse into the vinegar. It'll happen faster if it's smaller. However, it will also leave behind more plant matter, and then when we come to strain it, I'm going to have to use a smaller bag, like a micro bag or whatever, to strain it without getting any plant matter out. And I just want to use cheesecloth. I don't want to have to pull out some hash bags and use that minuscule of a filter, or they're called nut bags. That's what you use to make nut milk when you're squeezing out almonds or walnuts or whatever to get the milk from them. We're not doing all of that. I don't want to have to go that far. I want to keep it simple and easy so that it's usable and productive and we can move forward. Instead, we're going to take the spearmint and I'm going to just chop it into the jar, stem and all. All of the parts of the plant have the things that we want, and especially right now as it's springtime and these are all fresh new growths. They are very aromatic. They are sending up all of that energy that they stored all throughout the winter, and they're growing. It's not as potent as, like, say it would be in the fall when it's right about to flower, because then we have different kind of stuff going on. But because I'm not using this as like I'm not making a tincture, I'm not making something I'm going to take internally, I really am looking for the most abundant of the volatile chemicals and that menthol, which is, again, really potent in the pepper spearmint. And I want that in my plant, or in my vinegar, so that I can get those antifungal and antimicrobial and smelly properties into my vinegar, because that's our goal here. If I was making a tincture, say, for coughs, that seems really fat. If I was making a tincture for coughs, I might do it different. I might just use the leaves, or I might just use the flowers, depending on what I'm looking for. If you didn't know, mint is square. One of the classifications of the mint family is that the leaves are square. You can kind of see it as I rotate it, how it's got the corners. It really is square. It's pretty amazing. And I think it's hilarious. I did not learn that for so long. In so many years of collecting and growing mint, I never realized that. I'm going to have so much. I'm going to have to dry some of this. And then we'll make an oil out of it. Yeah, this is crazy. I was worried I wasn't going to have enough. I was like, oh, I better get all of this stuff out of the rocks because I'm not going to have enough plants to fill a jar. You can't see in the jar. It's pretty full. Again, because I'm going for smelly stuff, I am just going to jam pack this jar. Get all these leaves. Oh, it's starting to get to my nose as we cut it. It just becomes super aromatic. Now, if this was dried, I would definitely be using gloves because it just intensifies that. There's no water in the plant to help loosen. Oh, we don't want that leaf. I missed a dead leaf. You don't want the dead leaves. They're not helpful. Totally forgot what I was saying because I found a dead leaf. Oh yeah, if you're using dried, there's no water to cut down in the plant on those volatile chemicals. The things that you smell, the phytochemicals that help to protect the plant are mixed with water in right now while the plant is hydrated. And as soon as you dehydrate the plant or cure it or whatever you do to dry your herbs, those chemicals become more potent because there's no water. Well, obviously, they're dehydrating the plant. Okay. Well, we can put a little more in there. All right. Oh, runaway spearmint. So spearmint, when you cut into spearmint, it has a very, I don't know, it smells like spearmint gum, I guess. That's how I tell the difference. Peppermint is very peppery. And mint is just pretty straightforward. I also have the chocolate mint. I saw a post the other day. Somebody is trying to sell some chocolate mint. And they said it adds a wonderful chocolate flavor to your food. No, it doesn't. There's no chocolate flavor in chocolate mint. I mean, maybe somebody's got one that they think or they were told so much that their brain believes it. But really, it's more about the color. And it's a chocolate that mixes really well with, or a mint that mixes really well with chocolate. So that's like that flavor of a thin mint. The mint that's in there is like that chocolate mint flavor. Okay. Oh, we can do one more. So my jar is full. Just do this last one. And then just for a little more emulsing or breaking down, I am just going to send the scissors in there a little bit. There we go. That's it. So you can see, you could look in there and still recognize that this is peppermint, or spearmint. Just like when you look at I got all kinds of stuff going right now. I got my flowers. It's so dark, it's starting to turn the oil a little bit blue, but you can still see the flowers in there. And I can look at this and know that these are sage flowers. I mean, I labeled it, so I know. I got a cilantro oxymel, which is apple cider vinegar and honey, half and half with the cilantro. It's great for your kidneys. Delicious in enchiladas. But you can look and see my cilantro. I can look at it and be like, well, it's either cilantro or parsley. So, and now we're just going to add the vinegar. I had a kid calling for me. I don't know if you can hear her in the background. So, we're going to top this off with this white vinegar. All the way up to the top. You want to leave a little bit of space, but not a lot. Just a tiny bit of head space. And then, I have my, I boiled my jar before I started. So, I just leave the lid in the hot water. Up close and personal. I got a warm cloth I set on top of the toaster. It works really well for keeping towels warm. Just dry that off. We're going to top that. And then we top it with the lid. and just a little tight. Make sure it doesn't leak. And now we have vinegar infusing with spearmint. And that's it. And then when it's done, like I said, we'll use it as a cleaning product. Now I'm going to let this sit in a cool, dark place for 6 weeks. So some people will say you should boil the vinegar or get it hot or do this or that or put it in a hot water bath, all of those things. Again, the more that we do to mess with it, the more chemical or the more plant matter breaks down. I don't want the chlorophyll, I always get it backwards. I don't want the stuff that makes it green. I don't want the plant structure. I don't want the cellulose. I don't want those things. I don't want the cell membrane. I don't want all of that stuff. And the more you break it down, the more likely you are to get all of those things. I just want the phytochemicals. Those will diffuse naturally through the active diffusion, through the leaves and into the rest of the vinegar. So that's all you have to do. I'm going to label it with the date so I know, just like this one that says Russian sage flowers and the date. I just made that video the other day. Check it out. I didn't make a cilantro one because I just ran out and I was like, I need to make it right now. But anyways, so if you have any questions, don't forget to ask in the comments, like, subscribe, all that stuff, hot stuff. We'll hope to see you back here soon, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Toast to you and all you do.